a few teams, and we're kicking this thing off right away. Imperial Village, 5-2-1 and BBE, both of the SEA teams going head-to-head right off the bat here. We're going to see Aizen already investing that F ability. Pampy going to send the F out as well. Aizen is going to go down early, ladies and gentlemen. 5-2-1 already with the first kill of the game, getting their second one, and then leaving Bamboo Esports with one remaining player. As it looks like J-Team trying to come in for a little quick third party here. Looks like 5-2-1 is going to back off. They don't have the most amount of loot and resources yet, so they are not going to engage too quickly. Same with J-Team though, so they're going to also back off. They're going to respect the loot and the reset here before they re-enter into this fight. It looks like 5-2-1 starting to join a little bit closer, trying to get a little bit more active here. And it looks like EWG is going to be coming in on the side, waiting in the wings to see if they can catch up a third party. We are going to see the F coming out from Pampy, but the Dragon's Rush into the Ninja's Might from Lee. Going to be dealing a lot of damage. Pampy forced to pop that ult here. We are going to see a parry coming out. 5-2-1's Yin getting dangerously low. Pampy forced to retreat to the other side there, trying to catch Lee out, and it looks like Yin is going to go down. EWG getting caught up with that V2 from Pampy, seeing if he can deal a little bit of extra damage here. Is going to end up getting knocked by J-Team ZK's F3, and 5-2-1 are going to just take to the side to try and go for the reset here. ZE going to go down. EWG able to pick up one kill off the third party as 5-2-1. Pampy trying to escape the clutches of Ice, but he gets caught in the Volta, and there he goes. J-Team's Ice picking up his second kill of the game.
Hey, very nicely done. A nice little water spear there. Gets another one as well, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to facilitate an escape here. Unfortunately, he's stuck in the 1v3, and EWG very, very happy to pick up that that second kill from the third party. 9 jumping into the trap there. I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, hey, it happens to all of us. We always get trapped by these things. Sometimes it's hard to see if they're even there, but they are getting engaged on by TE here, and it looks as though 9 may have found himself in a pretty rough situation, but he has the opportunity to get that ult off. His Karumi is there as well to be able to save him with that Karumi ultimate, but it's not going to save him for good. I don't think the Tessa ultimate, the Viper ultimate on top of that is just going to be too much. Too long of a stun for them to survive through, unfortunately. However, they're 2-man strong still, but that is soon going to change. XG is going to get taken down, and now in the 1 versus 3, 14 does manage to find an overhold into a secondary release. Another Blue Focus release. Damn, he definitely put up a fight there, but unfortunately he is going to be taken down nonetheless. Now it's JDG's turn to come in for that third party. LYD getting caught up, managing to get that Tessa ultimate out, but he gets caught himself. And now he might get caught out here. ZDI, I always struggle with this name, I have to say. ZDI just finding him, but not managing to take him down in time, unfortunately. And looks as though they're going to be able to take one down with the musket shot and grapple after the second. Han, again, also going to get taken down by those range weapons, and now it's just cleanup duty. Yet again, we find ourselves in a very similar situation in a 3 versus 1. And, oh, what a spicy early game. What an exciting early game to start it off for today. All the third parties coming in left and right, but we're jumping over to the desert, and we're about to see if this hardy composition can compete in this kind of lobby.
Yeah, the hardy comp, it is a fairly new composition that we've been seeing. Lots of these players are sort of using Feria and Yushan as their building blocks, as those are two main staples in a lot of these compositions, and then switching around that third hero to change the way that the comp is played, giving them a little bit of a situational advantage in certain fights that they take. Could be situationally better. Oftentimes it's not 100% proven to be better than every other comp, so we are going to see how it's going to work out for them. And it looks like the Xiphon comp actually being able to counter very well the blind date comp, the Tessa, Viper, and Wu Chen, using that Matari ult to be able to get them untethered from the Viper. forcing them to port out. And it looks like DRG coming out on top of this fight here. They are going to be able to find Corki from Fun Plus Phoenix. No charm going to get popped onto any one of them. F3, sorry, getting invested. WFZ able to pick up 1 kill. That looks like they're flipping onto Fun Plus Phoenix's water. Is going to go down, and DRG picking up 2 kills into this game. Fun Plus Phoenix still do have 1 remaining member alive, and they do have their souls, so they are going to attempt a comeback into this game as J-Team finding TE out in the open here. It looks like they are going to try and go for the engage. Ultimate coming out right away from the Valda, as we are going to see both the Viper and the Tessa ultimates taking out and stunning almost every single member.
Oh my lord.
It looks like Ice is going to go down, so does ZE, and the last remaining member, the Yuchon. J-Team's Lee, the OG from J-Team with a sliver of HP remaining, is going to get aggressed on and chased by their entire team, and TE doing a phenomenal job. The Tessa stuns from TE, every single time they've hit it, they've gotten at least 2 to 3 players in their stun, never missing a Tessa charm this game so far, and they've been able to capitalize off of it. Viper ult into it right away, come away with a lot of kills. They did end up getting third-partied earlier by JDG, but they have been doing a phenomenal job to start this game off.
Indeed, and I have to say, I was wondering why that Viper stun came through, and I thought for a second that the Yue Shan that may have taken V1 as opposed to the V3 that allows him to give himself and his teammates the immunity to those kind of effects, those status effects, those crowd control effects. However, he did in fact take the V3, and it must have been that the Viper got a silence down onto the Yue Shan, and he wasn't able to use his ultimate soon enough, or perhaps he didn't have it. I didn't manage to catch it before it all went down, but if it did come down to the fact that they got the silence on to the Yue Shan, then very nicely done by them. And unfortunately, J-Team is the first team to be eliminated from this lobby. Alliance now might be following suit. They're in a bit of a sticky situation, but they are still fighting strong. Bo extremely low here, using that ultimate to try and peel for his team, and they manage to take down ZDI. But they do find themselves unable to push forwards, as JDG is immediately going to be able to teleport away with that Wu Chen ult. They did take the armor off of ZDI, so ZDI is now going to have to try and find himself an armor. Annoyingly, that's a very good tip for you guys in chat. If you're ever up against a Wu Chen team and they're about to teleport away and you've taken one of them down, try and take anything you can off of the body of the player that is down already, and they won't be able to keep it. You know, just take away their armor, take away their melee weapons, whatever it is. Obviously, it seems obvious, but it's not always on your mind when you do end up in these kind of situations. But we are going to be going into the realm of Yang, ladies and gentlemen. JJH are definitely hoping to get in themselves, as they are on that traditional Transformer composition. A comp that has fallen out of meta for a long time, but few of these teams have been opting to try and utilize it, see if they can make something happen, get some value out of it. And I personally think that the composition, although it is nowhere near as strong as it used to be, it is definitely still got some value. It definitely still can compete to some extent if you play around your win conditions, play around your composition's objectives, as in scaling up, making sure that you make it to that end zone, making it to those final zones where your transformations just give you that much more value. And here we are, we're going to be seeing JJH go up against WBG in the realm of Yang, up against their Sand Siphon with that Kurumi instead of the zipping, the Kurumi variation. Baige going up to the sky with that fan, looking to drop down onto one of these players, but unfortunately gets grappled out of it, unable to find the opener. Grapples up again, popping that F1 and immediately engaging onto Chu Li. The Kurumi trying to create some distance, now using that F3 proc to try and protect himself and his teammate. They're all trying to consolidate onto this Kurumi to see if they can take her down before she's able to use all that many cooldowns, but they force out the Kurumi circle, and they force out the Tian Hai ultimate as well. Definitely in advantage here, I would say. 2 ultimates to 1. However, Baige might have bitten off a bit more than he could chew. The Tumult ult is going to be popped now. Try and protect his teammate. Another grab does come through onto Sleepwalker, and a double slam coming through as well. Axiao getting caught up at the last second. That's not what you want to see. And he gets slammed. And the JJH, are they going to show us that the traditional Transformers can compete? Ladies and gentlemen, there it is, and it's almost over. It's just cleanup duty, and there we have it, the 3 versus 1 to finish it off, and JJH are going to come away with the dub in the first realm of Yang.
Yeah, the traditional Transformers showing exactly what they're best at is Yang fights. Having a Transformers comp, the biggest downside to the Transformers is when, as soon as you get out of ult, you're extremely vulnerable, especially in those final circles. And being in a realm of Yang, giving you that isolated fight, gives you so much more security, and it has so many advantages, especially to that Transformers comp. And we just saw exactly how it's been intended to be played there. As funny enough, WBG Sleepwalker, one of the people that is one of most commended for having one of the best monk grabs in the entire NBPL, is going to end up getting a little bit of a taste of his own medicine there. JJH coming in with that phenomenal double grab and a very good follow-up from the Yushan to pick up the second kill, and then the kill on Baiji. It's almost 100% guaranteed there in the 3v1. They didn't even need to question it, as we've seen 3v1s happen before, but it is going to be very difficult for these players to try and come away with that there. Trying to come in on the attack right again against JJH. We are going to see the ultimates getting invested right away. Karumi Circle comes out. We are going to see Godly trying to get a grab. He goes and gets the grab onto Aizen, trying to go for the double. Ends up missing. Forced to throw down early, but Baiji is going to get grabbed. Sleepwalker, all he needs to do is get grabbed one more time. We are seeing the stuns coming out from Baiji on the Takeda. We're grabbed a 3rd time here, ladies and gentlemen. Sleepwalker just trying to keep as much distance as possible. Flamesy trying to come up with the follow-up damage. Godly now out of ultimate here. Gonna be trying to make something happen with that gold dagger in hand here. Grapple checking onto Baiji, dealing a lot of damage, but Aizen coming in for the peel. Does have a very good peel coming out from them. They do need to get these kills though, otherwise they will be getting completely eliminated from the game. JJH also able to take this fight since they do have that Vermilion's Birdmite. They aren't going to be in too much trouble. As you're going to see Baiji getting dangerously low here. The tech chase is coming out. We're going to see the bell, and then the Yushan follow-up is going to be able to come away with the elimination, as JJH picking up a kill. The traditional Transformers comp really showing how good it is here. Sleepwalker getting very dangerously low here, but Godly is going to end up flipping it around the other way, and it looks like they might be able to win this 2v1. We're going to see that Temi ult coming out, and wow, WBG Sleepwalker winning the 2v1, but JJH is going to salty res here and try and take these teams out for good.
Indeed, I was very surprised they were opting to try and force this fight here. You know, I think the better idea would have possibly been to try and drag the fight further away from that Soul Altar, as this eventuality would just arise. You know, that if they do manage to get the kills, you know, the enemy team's just gonna immediately res with full health, full armor, and everything. Like, it's, even if you do win, you're probably gonna lose. And it looks as though WBG might be down for the count here. Unfortunately, Axiao, although he did pick up that Soul Bloom, he's not going to be able to disengage fully from the fights, and he does get found by TE. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But there we have it, our second team, oh no wait, third team in fact, to get fully eliminated. All of these teams are slowly going down now, having looked at the leaderboard, but we're taking a look at 5-1, fighting it out against EWG here in the zone. Only one member left standing. EWG 9, he's gone further into the zone to try and get a reset, try and heal up before he makes his way over to the safe zone. Potentially, he's going to be able to pick up one of his teammates, but it is going to be rather risky, as the other team is going to be waiting at the edge of the zone, I'd imagine, to try and catch him off if they can. You know, you might as well. You know, they've got to come into the zone somewhere. and we'll have to wait and see. But we do have the second realm of Yang, I think, taking place. I'm not sure it. Wait, I'm not sure if it did. If any of these teams have gone in just yet, but EWG, they are going to be able to pick up both teammates here. However, 9 is getting dangerously low, and I think he's been told to just try and get as close to the edge of the zone as he can, so that his teammates can come along and res him as they make their way to the zone as well. But yeah, taking a look at the eliminated teams, DRG, JDG, WBG, and J Team, all the Gs. I saw so many of these teams end with G, and I mean, it's to be expected, you know, gaming. But a team that doesn't end with G, FPX, is going to be spotting out EWG as they make their way into the zone here, and it looks as though they may have been caught with their pants down. This is not what you want, EWG. XG has gone unnoticed, though. But is he going to get spotted out by XCG? XCG, the hardy composition. They have managed to pick up 3 eliminations so far this game, and it looks as though they might make that 4. Finding XG in the zone. He does go for that Kurumi ultimate, but it's not going to be enough to save him, unfortunately. And now XCG might find themselves fighting up against FPX. However, it doesn't look as though FPX wants the smoke, and they are going to fully disengage. However, FPX does have that Mystic Might. Oh no, XCG does have that Mystic Might buff. So they might look for the chase. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, I'm wondering how this hardy comp is going to do going towards that end game scenario. What do you think we're going to see, Seb? Do you think it's going to be good, or do you think it's going to flop?
It really depends on the situation. It's gonna have to come down to how the zone looks, like where we're gonna be seeing the spawns, how the zone is gonna unfold, what area the zone is gonna be in. Because if we could be seeing a very open zone, Hottie would be able to thrive. If there's a lot of levels, flying up to the top and being able to avoid everybody in the final circle, avoiding all of that chaos could actually be a very good thing for them. But at the same time, it's really difficult to judge at this point how well XCG are going to perform with that Hottie comp, not knowing how it's been played before and not seeing very much information or video footage of these pro players playing Hottie. So we have no clue how their playstyle is going to be. It seems that they've been playing pretty mellow for the start of this game. 4 kills on the board. They haven't been too aggressive. They do have that Mystic Might buff activated, like you said earlier, so they will be able to see these other players for another minute or two, and it looks like they are going to try and engage a little bit with some ranged weapons onto FunPlus Phoenix, able to deal a decent amount of damage to them, forcing them to pot up and try and go for a pretty big reset here, knocking them off of this box where XCG are going to try and hit this, get themselves a little bit of extra loot and gear going into this, buying some grappling hooks, getting a few other items just so that they can be able to go into this fight fully prepared. Into this final circle, they're going to want to have the best weapons, the best loot, and Hottie's ult, I do believe it scales with weapons, so having that gold weapon in hand for Kakashi is going to be really good. I believe that all of these teams, all of these players in this comp, their ultimates are going to scale based on what their weapon rarity is. So if you have a better rarity weapon in hand, when you hit your ultimate button, you are going to have a ultimate that's dealing more damage. If you have a legendary one, it'll deal a legendary amount of damage versus the common amount. Taking a look at a replay here, this was our Realm of Yang. XCG fought against DRG. We did see them go down here, so WFC is going to pop that F3, knocking Kakashi off of the side here, dealing a lot of damage, going to force him to take that ultimate, as we do see that beautiful new ultimate skin coming out as well from Kakashi. Taken to the skies, but the Matari really griefing at this point here. We are going to see him now hopping into that mech, trying to peel for his teammates with the mech, is going to end up healing up just a little bit out of the way of everybody, and then is going to try and start getting that peel going off. WFC using that F3 to be able to get out of the way. Xiaonan trying to follow up these pillar shots with the fan. These turret shots, sorry. And it looks like we are going to see them dealing a lot of damage here to Xiaonan. Xiaonan is going to end up getting that peel from Nai HQ, as we do see WFZ at the feet of Kakashi, just dealing so much damage to the mech. Kakashi getting dangerously low here. trying to back off, and the problem with this comp is you don't have a healer, so it is very difficult to try and pot up in these fights. Kakashi is going to go down, and it looks like it is going to be up to Nai HQ and Xiao Nan, and they are going to get a huge parry going off. 2v2 situation here. We are seeing the focus slide coming huge into play from XEG's Nai HQ, being able to help them out so much. Putting space between these players. Huge parry coming out. Another huge parry. Oh my goodness. Nai HQ really putting in the work here. Uppercut coming out. And wow, what a phenomenal realm of Yang play coming out. MVP to Nai HQ there to be able to save their team from almost certain doom.
Absolutely. What a beast. Absolutely dominating that realm of Yang at the end there. It does go to show how strong focus slide really can be. It does give you so much pressure in the neutral engagements. But we're taking a look here at Alliance, who are under a little bit of pressure of their own. 5-2-1 above them, and then XCG down below. They're kind of caught in a potentially very bad situation, but it doesn't look as though either of the teams are going to be forcing the issue here. Alliance might be able to make their way out of danger, try and disengage slightly. The Moonbane now coming down. It looks as though it's going to split the lobby somewhat. The Moonbane being dropped down right in the middle of everything. JJH on the side, on the right-hand side of 5-2-1 here as well. JJH looking pretty stacked though. The golden staff there, I think I saw on the monk. Yes, indeed, he's going to be doing a lot of damage with those monk grabs if he manages to find them. I'm taking a look at TE. They managed to secure themselves a golden armor here. I'm not sure if they bought it from the shop. It's possible, as you can now do that, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not aware, if you haven't been living under a rock for a little while now, Immortal War has changed quite a considerable amount, and now you can buy all sorts of nice goodies from the shop, including golden armor, golden jades, and all sorts of nice stuff. But as we progress, as the game moves forwards, we're going to be going into closer and closer quarters here. Kakashi scale rushing up, trying to find a little bit of poke with that blue crossbow. But on the other side, FPX is looking to try and secure this spirit well for themselves. Alliance, although they managed to alleviate some of the pressure earlier on, they have not managed to fully disengage, as they find themselves forced to use their Takeda ultimate to fight off the likes of 5-2-1 here for a little bit of an engagement. But as we move forwards, things are pretty mellow at the moment. All of these teams are just trying to find themselves a nice little spot to call home. Nothing too crazy. FPX rotating around the map, potentially looking to salvage some of these Jades, but we've got quite a lot of teams on this side over here. Alliance now making their move, trying to make their way further into the center of the safe zone. BBE definitely managed to find themselves a nice little spot inside this cave. Only a small part of it is going to be in the safe zone as the storm starts to close in. FPX and TE have managed to find themselves some rooftops to call their own. But yeah, as this game progresses onwards, we are going to start seeing some of these teams being pushed closer and closer together. It looks as though 5-2-1 look to contest BBE inside this cave, but as soon as they realize that they're inside, they immediately disengage and look to try and find somewhere else. JJH chilling over here. They don't really need to do anything at the moment. But yeah. What do you think we're going to be... Actually, better question. Who do you think is taking the dub this game?
I want to say XCG, just because of the hottie comp. I believe that our Vivalda comp has not made it past this game. They were the first to be eliminated, was J-Team. They did come out with 2 kills in the early rounds, but were not able to find too much. They were very, very aggressive as soon as they took their lives. So it looks like they were just kind of playing the game as like, let's W key, let's have some fun with it. Not playing too strategically there. A little bit of coordination was definitely off in some sense. So they, hopefully we'll see a little bit more coming up from J-Team, but we didn't get to see too much from them this game. I do want to give it to XCG. I just because strictly just because of the hottie. If we're looking scoreboard wise right now, TE is in very good position to come away with the MVP for this game. They are on 11 eliminations, and knowing them, they've got a very strong end game. They're going to be able to come out, drop maybe 4 or 5 more kills at least coming into this end game, and they could be coming out on top with the victory. It really depends on how it plays out with these other teams getting eliminations. If these other teams don't get a lot of eliminations and it spreads out between multiple different teams and it's not only one team getting all of the eliminations, or let's say 2 teams, when you spread it out, they are all competing against that one team's 11 eliminations. Whereas if you have another team picking up that many kills, they're going to have just as many eliminations as TE. As we are going to be flipping around a little bit of ultimate action going on here. XCG's Xiaonan forced to use that mech is going to heal up a little bit and get a lot of pop damage off. But unfortunately, it was not somebody else hopping into his pillar, but Feria herself hopping into that mech, so they are going to have no ultimate charge when they back out of here. They're going to have to try and send a lot of range shots to build back that rage that they had lost. Alliance here getting caught in the middle of this Temi ult. Looks like they sent it out to protect themselves, but are going to end up getting a lot of damage dealt onto them. They are going to be able to reset, though, get a little bit of that back, as Roy Shishi and BBE on top of this building not doing too good. They are taking a lot of damage, kind of forced into the middle of all of these teams, and are now starting to take a lot of damage. Godly here is going to end up getting hit with the Tessa Charm. Nobody sending any range shots towards JJH, as 2 of their players were enchanted. Pretty interesting play by these players so far. They could have capitalized on the fact that they were enchanted, picked up a lot of extra damage, forcing the reset, forcing the panic out onto the field, as it looks like 521 trying to hold on to this Spirit Well for as long as they can, even as the circle is going to start closing. Circle 6 closing on a Circle 7, as Fun plus Phoenix getting enchanted here. Corky getting dangerously low. 521 Pampy is going to be able to come away with the elimination there, as Nye HQ is going to take out Fun plus Phoenix's water. That's putting XCG up by another kill. 5-2-1 with 2 members left. So is Fun plus Phoenix, and this is where the ults are coming out, ladies and gentlemen. The Tessa Charms getting ready. BBE taking a Tessa Charm from Fat Milk here is going to be enchanted in the middle of this arena. As the circle starts to close, we are in a very open area, so the Hottie is going to have a very good shot at coming away with a lot of big damage coming through. The sustain from these Z-Pings might be just enough to prevent them from going down from that, but if the situation turns out just right, they are going to have a field day with these players, as well as the Transformers still being in this tiny circle, all with their ults up. They are going to be a force to watch out for. Here we go. Godly in the ultimate now is going to try and see if they can get a couple of grabs, trying to get that Monk, trying to get that Feria outside of the grab. We're going to see a Viper ultimate coming out here. All of the tactical nuke Viper ults coming out. Godly unable to get very many grabs here, trying to make something happen, but the Feria pushing him back. Everybody's going low. TE is going to get eliminated. 1 player. Alliance going out now. Godly able to pick up a kill with the slam. JJH now looking very confident, as it looks like TE and Alliance starting to get very, very dangerously low. Alliance's bow taking a lot of damage here, as XCG gonna pop that F3. We are seeing the Hottie take to the skies now, and this is where he's going to capitalize. He's going to try and deal as much damage as possible. Just waiting around. Gets the slash up onto Bo. Bo getting dangerously low here. Comes in. Sweet kill right from underneath the feet of JJ.
Oh no!
Gonna push him out into the sky, but he has the rescue up into the air, but he's so low. Gonna try and pop that ultimate again. Needs to pot up here. But JJH Flame Z with the tech chase and the pull sword up into the sky. Godly back in ultimate now. Needs to get this double. Here we go. Ivan dangerously low. Now, Godly was almost able to hit something. Is gonna get enchanted. Gets Roy Shishi. Gonna slam him down. Confirm the kill. Ivan, 1 HP in a dream, trying to grapple up from the sky. You're gonna see another double.
Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Transformers are coming out to play.
Oh my lord, that jump as well after the double slam was absolutely amazing. You know, it just slams him and then absolutely stomps on his dome. XCG, they're still fighting. They're still going. 5-1 Pampy now, the last remaining member of his team, and the minority in this lobby. However, oh, okay, I was gonna say they're not in the zone here, but Pampi does get caught out of the sky by that turret shot, gets sent into the zone, eating a whole bunch of damage, and what an endgame. XCG, the boys with the hardy pick, are going to be coming away with the MVP of the first game of the day, ladies and gentlemen.